Hello, everyone. I'm Teacher Chin, a coffee enthusiast. Welcome to today's micro class. Starting from today, we'll be learning about creative coffee concepts and classic case studies. Creative coffee concepts mainly focus on regional connections, seasonal relevance, and emotional associations. Now, let's explore some relevant case studies together. First, let's look at a regional connection case. In recent years, the combination of Chinese style with local specialties has become a popular trend. Take Hangzhou J Cafe Collective as an example. This shop created a product called Garden Breeze, inspired by one of Westlake's 10 scenes. The product features lotus leaves and pink lotus flowers as topping, with earthy colored coffee beneath and lotus seed paste at the bottom. Hence, it's playfully called West Lake Lotus Coffee. With its outstanding appearance, this product immediately attracted many visitors upon launch. The lotus leaves are actually pennywort, while the lotus flowers are kalanchoe blossoms. Next, let's study classic creative coffee. Cases of seasonal abstraction, and analyze them. Among seasonal coffee products, the most creative is Suzhou's Roast Q. They designed 24 solar term coffees. For example, the Awakening of Insects product combines pear juice, coffee, and osmanthus, while Grain Rain features creative milk coffee blended with grape juice. Take Qingming Festival as another example, which can be associated with spring outings and eating Qingtuan. As eating Qingtuan is a Qingming custom, they created a symbolic Qingtuan coffee. This coffee has 3 distinct layers: wheatgrass juice and yogurt coffee, and sweet bean paste. The entire Qingtuan coffee visually resembles a liquid version of the traditional rice cake. With coffee filling, when developing coffee creations, we can incorporate Chinese characteristics, carrying forward our excellent culinary tradition and traditional Chinese medicinal food therapy culture. Coffee Nut Latte is a Starbucks holiday creation centered around Christmas themes. Every November, the return of Toffee Nut Latte marks the start of Starbucks holiday season, a drink new fans eagerly await all year. This year's first Toffee Nut Latte. In terms of ingredients, it blends the sweetness of toffee with the richness of hazelnut, combined with espresso, delivering a creamy texture, topped with freshly whipped cream and real toffee pieces as garnish. The nutty aroma and toffee sweetness are absolutely delightful. Creative coffee. Analysis of classic emotional abstraction cases. When analyzing emotional abstraction cases, Irish coffee stands as a classic example. Irish coffee is a unique blend that's both cocktail and coffee, named to commemorate an intoxicating yet bittersweet romance. Irish coffee symbolizes longing for a love that cannot be, expressing the pain of unrequited love, the agony of longing, knowing it's painful, yet unable to stop yearning. The inventor of Irish coffee was Joe Sheridan at Dublin Airport, who created it for a beautiful flight attendant. Joe met this girl at Dublin Airport. It might have been love at first sight. Joe adored the flight attendant. He thought she resembled Irish whiskey, rich and mellow. But whenever she came to the bar, she'd order different coffees by mood, never ordering cocktails. Yet Joe specialized in mixology. He longed for her to try a cocktail he'd make specially for her. Finally, he came up with an idea to blend the Irish whiskey he associated with her with coffee, creating a new drink, which he named Irish coffee. Adding it manually, hoping the girl would notice, but unfortunately, she never did discover it. This specially crafted Irish coffee for her. Kubo never deliberately mentioned it. He simply did his job behind the counter. Then, anticipated her periodic visits. A year later, he finally noticed the Irish coffee and placed an order. When he first brewed Irish coffee for her, tears welled up from excitement. Afraid she might notice, he wiped them away with his fingers, then secretly rimmed the cup's edge with those tears. Thus, the first sip of Irish coffee carried the fermented taste of long-suppressed longing, and she became the first to order Irish coffee. The flight attendant adored Irish coffee. Whenever she stopped over at Dublin Airport, she would always order a cup. Over time, the two grew quite close. She'd share fascinating stories from around the world, while Kubo taught her to brew Irish coffee. Until one day, she decided to quit being a flight attendant, bidding him farewell with farewell. Their story came to an end. Farewell means no reunion, different from a simple goodbye. When he last made Irish coffee for her, he asked, "Want some teardrops?" For he still hoped she'd understand that fermented longing. After returning to her San Francisco home, she suddenly craved Irish coffee one day, but found none in any cafe. Only then did she learn Irish coffee was Kubo's creation just for her. Yet she never understood why Kubo asked, "Want some teardrops?" The story ends here. Let's reflect together. Kubo invested great effort, perfecting Irish coffee, essentially, achieving perfect fusion of whiskey and coffee. Was tremendously challenging. First was balancing whiskey-coffee ratio, about 1 ounce of whiskey, slightly more, approximately 30 cc, 5 ounces of coffee, 150 cc, ratio about 1 to 5. This required numerous experiments. He knew the girl he liked never ordered cocktails, probably didn't care for the taste of alcohol, but whiskey is a strong spirit. So he kept searching for the perfect ratio. Thus, he had to find a way to mellow the alcohol taste without compromising the aroma and mouthfeel. That's why during the glass warming process, temperature control is crucial. Irish coffee is particular about whiskey selection, the coffee-to-whiskey ratio, and has strict requirements for cups and brewing method, yet surprisingly lenient about coffee choice, as long as it's strong and hot. Why is it happening like this? Except because girls don't have a particular cup of coffee. It also represents another form of inclusion. No matter how picky with whiskey, he's quite forgiving with coffee. Kubo just wanted to make her Irish coffee, not caring if she'd appreciate his dedication and persistence, nor if she'd be moved by it. This is true love's expression. Quiet devotion, expecting nothing in return, only wishing for her happiness. It was precisely this love that created a timeless classic.